All right. Good morning and welcome to BoldTrail Academy. Steve and I here as always. Steve, we have made it to week 13.
We made it to week 13.
Week 13. We started the year BoldTrail basics, 13 weeks of the basics of BoldTrail. And based on the reaction I've gotten, the questions coming back and forth, um, it's been probably one of the more helpful series that we've done.
Well, the basics are that. They're
Yeah,
helpful.
they're helpful. So yeah, we've reached the end. And so today, what I want to do is I want to go back and just look at where we came. We're going to look at the previous weeks. And then on the school platform, I posted this yesterday, and this is your 30-day action plan. So Bold Trail Basics, if you're a new user, or maybe you have just started using the platform, you've been following through this series, I put together this checklist of what you can do to start using the system. This is one of the questions that I'm getting right now. And I have a lot of agents calling me saying, Alex, can you just get on a Zoom call with me for an hour and go through my platform and just see if I'm doing everything right? So within this, I built that in. So there is a consultation that you can have with me, um, just to go in and see if you've got everything set up. But this is your checklist. The checklist is based on these 13 weeks. So that's how I generated that. Kind of a cool document, and we'll get into that in a little more detail. Before we jump in, I do want to point out this blog post. Leo, our CEO, came out and made this announcement that now our Zen list is going to syndicate out to 3 different marketing platforms. So on your coming soon listings that are not live on MLS yet, it's going to syndicate out to a realtor.com, homes.com, and comehome.com. Come Home is Google. Google's getting into the third-party listing platforms, and EXP has gone in and put together a syndication agreement. So what I'd recommend you do is R&D my blog post. I'll put it in the chat, and go and tell your clients that, hey, we have this great new service, great new feature when it comes to coming soon listings. Because I know for myself, I don't like to let a listing sit out there. So if I have someone that wants to list a house, but maybe it's a couple months away from being ready, I'll go ahead and take the listing, hold it off market, but you can still go out and market it, see if you could pick up buyers, use it to pick up more listings in the area. And a question I had last week, I think it was you, Mark, can you do a manual listing property boost? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. Um, so go and use this. Go out there, tell your clients that you now have this available on your coming soon listings. Um, so I wanted to cover that. Let's go in. I want to take a look at Brent. Brent always has great information on his page. Brent and his team do a great job of continually updating this, bringing speakers in. I missed Krista Mayshore yesterday.
Pretty solid training.
What's your biggest takeaway from Krista?
Why don't you ask Mark in the room? He had a great experience.
Mark, what was your experience?
No, you can just talk. We got the mic.
Yeah.
No, turn that off.
All right. So yesterday kind of blew my mind. She asked everybody to stand up. That posted 1 video a week, and then 3 videos a week, and then 5 videos a week, and 10 videos a week. And I was blown away about how many agents weren't even posting over.
The crowd got very thin, huh? You realized what you're doing is actually magnificent.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then the importance of blogging and posting videos that Steve and been telling me every single week how many blogs are you doing, how many videos are you posting. She just reiterated what I've already been told, and I was blown away by how many people that aren't doing it. And so if you are doing it, how AI is recognizing you, and how to use these language models to create content for you to use, which was awesome. I mean, it takes you 15 minutes, right? And AI will help you do a whole feel of what to say in your videos and the best questions to answer, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's amazing how using AI from her instruction will help simplify what you're doing
exactly.
and just get on the pattern and go.
So as soon as that video recording is available, I'll go ahead and summarize that and put it on the school platform in the discussion. So you guys can go in and have a roadmap for what Krista was advocating for. And then next month, I don't know much about Sandy Payne, but she is our speaker next month at Placer County Board of Realtors. So let's jump in. Here's the Zen list. I was going to talk about Zen list, but we'll talk about that later. Let's go in and take a look at BoldTrail Academy. We're over here at the playlist, and this is on YouTube. I point this out because on YouTube, you won't find all of my videos. Some of them are being taken down because I'm sharing contact information from my demo database. It's not actual contacts, but the algorithm is picking it up and saying, hey, we can't share these videos. So to get all of the content, I want to remind everybody to go over here to the classroom.
Do we have a link to join in the chat?
We will have a link. And I have them all right here. And so when we set out, Steve and I were mapping out what we wanted to do to start the year. And we said, look, let's get into the basics of BoldTrail. And so what you have in front of you now is a roadmap, 12 sessions. And when you get into these recordings, there's really only about 15 or 20 minutes of really focused content. We try to keep these videos to 30 minutes, but as you see, we go over some bookkeeping stuff before we get in. So, you can fast forward through the videos and get right to the point where we start talking about the content. But we started out with onboarding and the basic navigation, where we went in and said, look, this is your dashboard, and this is how you navigate through it. A lot of agents, when they log in, you're not going to have your social media set up. You're not going to have any of this activity going on. So it's not going to look like what I have, but your goal is to get that sort of activity going on. So in week 1, we went in and we took a look at that and we gave you a tour. Week 2, we went into account setup and what you need to look at for the basics of setting up your account. Contact management. I could probably talk for the next 2 weeks on content management, because we as agents are terrible at having a viable database. And it's something I'm guilty of. Virtually every agent I meet with isn't maintaining their database correctly. When you go in and put a contact in your database, you got to categorize it directly. Are they a buyer? Or are they a seller? How active are they? Are they new? Are they a prospect? Are they active? And then apply a hashtag to them. You have to know where that lead came from. The more you know about your database, the more you can focus where your ad dollars go. Steve and I are talking about spending ad dollars through some lead capture funnels, this sort of thing. Every single one of them will have a hashtag applied to it. That way you know where your leads are coming from. Week 4, I went into the IDX feed, probably one of the more enhanced features of the platform. The fact that we have a personal lead capture landing page for every listing on MLS is very powerful. I do scan social media for agents that are sharing Zillow links of their listings, and I will call you out, because you shouldn't do that, because you want people to stay within your digital footprint, and you can do that with the IDX. We went over squeeze pages and landing pages. We took 2 weeks on this because this is one of the more powerful marketing tools in the platform that does not cost you anything. I know myself, I'm always trying to keep my desk costs down. You go and create squeeze pages. Like I did one a couple weeks ago on land and ranch properties. As you guys know, I'm a big land and ranch guy. And so I went out and put together a squeeze page of exclusively land and ranch properties in our Quad County area. Um, and then I turned it into a blog post and then I posted it on all my socials. And now that squeeze page is evergreen. It's always out there working for me. And I showed you how to do that. Same thing with the landing pages. I don't use landing pages as much, but they're equally as useful as a tool for capturing leads. If you're doing open houses, you can use landing pages as well as squeeze pages. But the thing about all these tools, Steve, is you have to go use them.
That's right.
You have to go use them. You can't just listen to the video one time, look at it, and go, oh, I got this. No, you have to use them on a weekly basis. And within my weekly schedule, I'm using all of these tools. People ask me, Alex, how'd you get to know all this stuff so well? Well, I practice what I preach. We went in and talked about getting your Gmail and Outlook and calendar synced up. Very easy to do. We went in and explained that to you. So go in and do these things. If you're having trouble with them, like I had an agent, I don't even know who the agent was. I got a text from a 941 area code and they were having trouble with their IDX feed. I said, great. IDX feed, go into the world, go to agent tech outpost, and they'll be able to help you. She texted me back a couple hours later. She goes, Alex, this was the best. Thank you. I'm just here to help you navigate through this stuff because I use it every day and I know how to get through it. Blogs. You guys, we spent 2 weeks on blogs.
Well, and I'll interject here. This is really where Krista put a lot of her energy yesterday.
All right.
Get your blogs out there. So it was a big part of what she was trying to push. She was even telling agents to do 10 a day. Like it, and she was making the reference her new AI assistant bot thing could do in 15 minutes. And so we're in a whole different world, guys.
Yeah. Claude projects is blowing my mind right now because I am building projects like this. The 2 weeks I spent on blogging, I just created a Claude project that automates the entire process. I could create 90 blogs in 2 seconds now. And they sound like me. It'll even post them. Crazy. But anyway, the point is, don't worry about automating it. Don't worry about, oh, I'm not using AI. I'm not doing this. Just do the basics. I think the most important thing about the BoldTrail platform is just to launch and start using it. So we spent 2 weeks on blog. The first week, I gave you the prompt right here to get 90 topics. I bolded areas that you need to fill in. I've made this very, very transparent on what you need to do. And then in week 2, I went in and showed you how to write that blog, and I gave you the prompt for writing the blog. So no one that is on this call, in this room, part of our organization, whatever you want to say, no one has an excuse now. Everyone should be blogging, telling your story. And telling your story is something I hit on throughout this series because agent specialty, I think, is something that is really becoming a standard in our industry. Are you luxury? Are you sports and entertainment? Are you first-time home buyer?
Are you land and ranch?
Are you land and ranch? Big land and ranch guy, like I say. And I say that kind of in jest as I go through my presentations, but I'm getting calls from agents saying, Alex, I don't know anything about land and ranch, but I have a client. I really need your help. Great. So I have a couple of co-listings going on, and it's because I put myself out there every week and people identify that I'm the land and ranch guy. That's what you guys need to do with the blogging. So whatever space you're in, if you are in Sun City, oh my gosh, 90 content ideas about Sun City. This stuff is easy to do. You can make yourself an expert overnight. My land and ranch blogs I think I'm hitting 200 to 300 views a week, and I get people following me, and it's leading to real business. Um, I went over the marketplace. We have a really good subscription to BoldTrail with EXP, but I went through the marketplace and I pointed out a couple of enhancements. The two I recommend is the smart number and the vanity domain. Um, One of the biggest Achilles heels of this platform is email deliverability.
But that's an Achilles heel with every marquee real estate company out
It
there
is.
because if you're a Remax domain, EXP domain, Coldwanger domain, Compass domain, it's already flagged.
Yeah, yeah. And so vanity domain is a way to work around that. It's not completely foolproof, but it is a way. It's a huge problem in our industry because, believe it or not, there's some agents out there that will use their EXP email address and they'll send out thousands of emails a day
Just get flagged.
and just get flagged. And so we all have to deal with that. And so I went over these features in the marketplace um, because there's a couple things that you can add on. You can even add on lead generation through the marketplace. Just a matter of how much you want to spend. Uh, Smart campaigns. Smart campaigns. You guys, I went over it in here, but the important thing is to go in and read them. Read them, understand them, start using them to begin with. And then as you use them and you want to be more customized, you can go in and clone the campaigns and make them your own. If you need help with that, if you're like, oh, I don't even want to go there, but I need to do it, reach out to me. I have built smart campaigns for agents where we just basically go in and take an existing campaign, we start editing it, and we can make those campaigns your own. But before you get bogged down with that, my experience is to just go in and start using them. And yeah, that's what we covered. And then last week, as you know, we covered the apps. I know that my phone just went off because something happened in my platform. And so the apps all triggered because I have the streams and the BoldTrail agent app both on and they're triggering about the same information. Also within this, now let me say that the week 12 didn't record last week. So this is a recording from my home and it's only about 15 minutes long, but I went through it in detail. I really focus in on the BoldTrail Open House app. I know that we're an open house centric office. We're really pushing those open houses. And I really dug into the why. Why do you want to use the open house app and how it relates to digital domination of your farm? And that's something Steve and I really advocate at our team level when we're doing activity as a team. Let's focus on where our digital farm is so that we can build a bigger presence.
See, Alex, we got a really holistic approach to getting BoldTrail started going through these 12 weeks.
Yeah.
But once someone's passed some of these basics, what would be a play you would recommend they start embracing?
Yeah. So we kept it to the basics here. We didn't want to get into too many plays, but there is the cotton play. The cotton play, and I can switch over here to the platform. I can go over to my contacts and I will go to,
While he's doing that, you guys, why we point out, and I knew he would say the cotton play. I didn't even ask him
yeah,
before, so I didn't mean to put him on the spot. But the cotton play is a way that you can get started at a very entry level because you and your contacts will have contacts that have what we call the four horsemen. That's the name, address, phone number, and their email.
yeah.
And that's enough to be able to put them in on a campaign every 30 days, 28 days. You send them a CMA and their market report, and it's a really welcome bit of information that they really enjoy. And there's what we've learned is there's less than a 4% opt out when you have that kind of a communication. Now, with 4% opt out, you can scale. And I'm going to say if you get 200 people in the cotton play, I would venture to say you're probably going to get 10 listings next year.
So yes, thank you for that. Anybody that's been on my Zooms here, One thing that I warned everybody about is oversaturating your leads with too much communication, because this platform can be like a fire hose, and we've all been hit with spam text, spam emails, robocalls, all this stuff. You got to be careful because the system will do it. But the basics of the cotton play is like, this is Brent Go. Everyone loves Brent. I got him as my demo. I got a market report running for him, and then I have a listing evaluation. Those are the two automations. They go out every 30 days. And it says here that Brent is opening and looking at my email. So that's kind of
Or
fun.
Rob is.
Somebody is. But anyway, it's just the basics of communication, adding value as an agent. So with that said, wrapping up the 13 weeks, I do want to point out that within the BoldTrail, there is AI. And so within the AI, it will like right here, Brent said, hey, okay. And then I can hit Smart Assistant, and it will generate a response. And you can see it's bracketed and all of this. This is very rudimentary right now. This is not high level advanced. I'm using it a little bit, but my caution to you is to make sure you read it. Make sure you read it. Don't just click the button and send it. I have some agents that have done that, and I don't recommend that. This is just a way to go in and see what AI has for a response. It's all based on chat. That's the text feature. If I go in and look at the call, it can come up with some scripting, a checking in script, and it'll go in and it'll suggest a script for you. So if you're really wondering what to say on the phone, well, now it comes in and it gives you a script to say. Kind of cool, because sometimes I don't always know what to say. I have scripts in my head depending on the type of lead that I'm following up with. But the one thing I do want to say is that you should never say, I'm just following up. That just falls flat. We're better than that, guys. So anyway, that's the AI on the phone calls. And then it also works on the email. So if I can go in here and email and use Smart Assistant, and you could, we'll do another check-in, and it'll go in and it'll generate an email for you. Like I say, it's rudimentary right now, but it is something. And so what I do often when I'm doing text and email, if I really am trying to, like the other day, I got a text from somebody that was seriously, it was like this long. I'm like, must be 7 or 8 questions in there. So I took that text, I fed it into Claude AI. I had Claude break it down so that I could address each one of the questions and then formulate it back into a text message back. And I did tell Claude not to make it as long. So those are the things I do with it. Some people say it's unauthentic, but you do you.
Any communication is going to be positive if it's gentle and it's just keeping you top of mind.
Yeah. The important thing is to communicate back. So that's what I have for the 13 weeks. That's the AI. We're going to cover AI in a lot more detail moving forward. Steve and I were mapping out where we want to go with the platform moving forward. And I'm going to focus on BoldTrail technology heavily into AI, because Steve, you just told us the story right before we went live about a client that was using AI to help them negotiate, and said that, well, my AI said we shouldn't reply until Tuesday.
That's right. That's exactly what happened.
This is happening right now.
And I was like, oh, good thing I know the listing agent.
Yeah. So this sort of crazy stuff is happening right now. And so we're going to leverage into that.
We did get the deal.
We did get the deal. Yeah. And so as you go through and use the platform, we're going to get into looking at vitals. You see the vitals here at 31%. This is for our team site. Um, just to brag or boast, I don't know what you want to say, but to show you that I'm using it, these are my vitals. I'm at 83%. So as you start using this platform, you need to really focus on being above 80% on your vitals, because this means that you're following up appropriately. You can see right now I have one waiting a response. I have 21 past due. And so I just click in here and it takes me to the past dues. I think the vitals is just a really cool aspect of this platform that was added with the recent update. And so we'll be talking about that. So with that, that's why I wanted to cover this week. I don't have anything specific. I just really wanted to go back, encourage everyone to review the 12 weeks, and then also to let you know that I did put this 30-day action plan in place so that you could go in and take action, because action is really where you get production from.
Yeah, I
And
think that's fantastic, actually. That's a really solid plan. Before we jump off and go into Q&A, if we'll just navigate real quick to the classroom. We've had several agents ask this week to where they find the open house class.
okay. So let me put an invite link for anyone that's not a member of the BoldTrail on the school platform. We're going to put this right there, free to sign up. And I'm about ready to hit 400. Ready to hit 400. I remember when
I know it's very
when I hit
exciting.
100, I thought, wow, I hit 100. Well, now we're almost at 400. When it comes to the classroom, um, we have
It's a little delayed.
BoldTrail Open House. It's right here. It's listed as one of the tiles.
Yeah, but when you click that on the Bold Open House, if you click back to that,
Is that where you want to be?
it is, and there's one class in there where I go over the 9 basics, and it would be uh right there, Bold Trail Open House scripts.
Yes. And so you'll only find this on the school platform. YouTube took this one down for some reason. They didn't like your scripting stuff.
They don't like our scripting.
But we will be doing an update of the BoldTrail Open House as well, because there's new technologies out there that we're integrating into this. But that's where you find that in the classroom. So, the classrooms are expanding. This will be the last recording in this classroom. And when we come back next week, we'll have a new one up there.
Yeah, so we're going to stop the recording. We're going to open it up here in a second for any questions, and nothing is off the table. So we have 13 weeks of the basics. Whatever you guys would like to have a quick question on, we'll